للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله ولو آمن أهل الكتاب لكان خيرا لهم منهم المؤمنون وأكثرهم الفاسقون لن يضروكم إلا أذى وإن يقاتلوكم يولوكم الأدبار ثم لا ينصرون ضربت عليهم الذلة أينما ثقفوا إلا بحبل من الله وحبل من الناس وباءوا بغضب من الله وضربت عليهم المسكنة ذلك بأنهم كانوا يكفرون بآيات الله ويقتلون الأنبياء بغير حق ذلك بما عصوا وكانوا يعتدون صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Brother Muhammad Nakib, for the wonderful recitation. To enlighten our event today, please turn our attention to the pre-recorded speech by the Head Department of Biology, Madam Haliza binti Hamzah.
Dr. Muhammad Aklan bin Muhammad Zaki, Brother Nazrin Shafiq bin Khairi, and Brother Asrul Ramdani bin Bujang Saili, the Director of the Program the Academic Advisor, Madam Zahala Ghazali, the METSI Advisor, Madam Nurdiana Shamim Hasnul, the Biology Department Committee members and staff, the METSI committee members, and all students to the Alumni Inspire One Step Closer talk. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the committee members, the Director, Madam Zahala Ghazali, Assistant Director, Madam Nur Diana, Secretary Madam Nazira, Program Coordinator Madam Rosita, Madam Kamaril Azlah, and Madam Nur Fazlina, Preparation and Technical Public Relation, Madam Safiyah Solehah, Special Task, Madam Nur Saadah, Publication and Promotion, Madam Nurul Azrina and Madam Rositi Mazhani. My heartfelt gratitude also goes to METC committee members, Brother Amirul Najmi bin Abdul Aziz, Brother Amir Izzuddin bin Muhammad, Sister Nur Hazwani Afifah binti Hirnizan, Brother Muhammad Nakui bin Abdul Rahman, Sister Nurul Hana binti Amir, Brother Nazmi Farhan bin Arifin. Thank you so much for your time, commitment, and continuous effort. Without you, we cannot realize this program. Again, thank you so much. For your information, the 3 programs, namely pre-medical, pre-dentistry, and pre-pharmacy are under the purview of Biology Department. But please bear in mind, being registered under these 3 programs does not guarantee your spot yet. So you are still required to achieve the minimum CGPA of 3.5 and pass the interview. So this graduating semester is critical in determining your future. So as we are also responsible to ensure all students under these 3 programs secured a place at Kuliah, our academic advisor, Madam Zahala Ghazali, has come up with this Alumni Inspire One Step Closer talk. We believe that this program will enlighten and motivate you to succeed in your study. But having said this, even though you have put all the efforts, yet unable to meet the kuliah requirement, Allah knows best. This is not the end of this world. Manjada wajada, and do not afraid to knock other doors. There are many options and opportunities awaits you behind the door. Always remember, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and we know you are that tough. Okay, again, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and we know you are that tough. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I would like to wish you Ramadan Kareem. May Allah ease your hardship, give you all the courage, strength, and success, insyaAllah. Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. All the best in this semester, and whatever you do, I wish you a blissful Ramadan 2021. With that, I end my speech with Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Madam Haliza, for the insightful speech. I can summarize some important highlights from the video. First, even if we are offered to this program, we have to realize that it is not a guarantee to enroll in the kuliah if we didn't achieve the minimum requirements GPA of 3.5 and pass the interview. And if we have done the very best, but seems like we didn't achieve the requirement, there is still other opportunity for us. So do not get despair and have faith in Allah, inshallah. So dear brothers and sisters, we are now reaching to the highlight of today's event. Before I pass the screen to our invited speaker, let me introduce some background about our speaker. Our speaker for today is Brother Asrul Ramdhani bin Bujang Saili. He is 26 years old. and from Serian, Sarawak. He is a Year 5 dental student in IIUM Kuantan. So without further ado, please welcome Brother Asrul to deliver his talk.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can I have just responding? Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, brother.
Okay. Thank you for the response. So I will present my screen now. Can you see my screen first? Can you see my screen? Excuse me, can I have a responding first? Is my screen clear?
Clear.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, Assalamualaikum. Thank you to the MC, Hazwani, and also thank you so much for the committees of the program who invited me to become the speaker. And also all the committees, METSI members who have put efforts in making this program. Waktu zaman saya dulu tak ada program ni. So it's a good program lah to start with. I'm not the best person to give this talk. It's like more like a sharing for all of you. I'm quite nervous because I'm going to share this online. Okay. May I know that is there any foreigner? Because I think I may mix my presentation in Malay. Is it okay? Anyone?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So I think I will start first. So the topic today is Alumni Inspire One Step Closer. So it's like actually just like if you have any brother in dentistry and you are going to ask them how is the experience and what the tips and tricks to get into dentistry, how to survive, anything like that. So I am just like that lah. Saya pun macam tu juga. Nothing special, nothing much. But I hope the objective of the program dia nak motivate korang lah untuk achieve 3.5. I'm not sure berapa banyak because you all of you are 1 year program, so quite tough lah during my years. I only get 2 years ada 2 years program, ada 1 year programs, and 1 year program memang we see very tough one. 2 years program a little bit relaxed, so very tough lah to maintain the CGPA. But 3.5 I can say relatively not too high lah. Previously, the previous batch is 3.75 if I'm not mistaken. If you want to enter the kuliah. Okay, anyway, I want to wish selamat menyambut Ramadan lah kepada semua hari ni. Rasanya ni dah puasa kelima. Jadi semoga kita perbanyakkanlah amal ibadah juga sama-sama. Okay, so hari ni today's agenda. Before I start, I want to start with a quote that said, "You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink." Maksudnya apa? Kita boleh bagi horse to water. Education, we can give you education. Today program is a very good one. Nak tolong to help you all lah, you all to be motivated to perform better by inspired by the alumni. Yes, but this program is just a channel, but in the end it is up to the host itself. Korang sendiri lah, korang nak ke tak. So mungkin kuda, the host didn't want to drink this water because not thirsty, or maybe he don't want this water. We bring the horse. We want this horse to drink the water. It's good for the horse, but the horse don't want this water, this plain water. The horse want maybe Milo ice ke, teh ice. Kita tak tahu apa masalah horse ni. Mungkin dia sakit, mungkin dia buta, dia tak nampak pun, tarik-tarik dia tak tahu ada air kat situ. Dia buta ataupun dia mungkin fikir air ni bahaya. Mungkin dia ingat macam. So this is just my simple analogy for today, because I thought it's motivational talks for adults. It's kind of like apa, it's not really a wow, but it is up to yourself. Kalau korang sendiri really have the will, you want, okay, today I attend this program to listen, so that I will get motivated. Maybe I can get some takeaway message, maybe good. Sebenarnya ada. Yes, I will share with you. Few tips yang korang kena dengar lah. At the end, I will share kenapa korang kena dengar today's talk. Sebab sangat penting lah. Sebelum ni tak ada. So, experience very penting lah. Dalam dentistry nanti korang nak hidup, experience daripada senior tu umpama emas. Tak tipu. Because that's how you survive in dentistry later on. So if you're not thirsty, I will tell you that you need to hear this. I want to make you all of you thirsty lah to listen to this. And also this water, your path path toward this dentistry, kuliah of dentistry, it's just another step. Maybe 3-4 months final exam. I'm not sure bila. But mungkin korang rasa aku rasa malas lah nak ambil medik lah, nak ambil nursing lah, nak ambil apa kuliah of allied health science ke, physiotherapy ke. Okay, I will tell you why. Kalau korang ada berniat nak ambil course lain ke apa sebab mungkin apa cannot maintain CGPA, I will tell you that you are rugi. And then maybe you're sick, maybe you have like apa masalah, this one, and if you blind because tak nampak. Kadang-kadang ada lah maybe some of us apa have lepasan SPM, we choose this dentistry because it's like alah dah pilih dah because parents something like that, so we just follow the flow. We just blind. We are on the track, but we are just blind. We don't see it. And sometimes maybe we think that dentistry is dangerous. Dentistry is dangerous. Bahaya lah dentistry. Do you all know that apa dentistry? Kalau I want to share here, one of the highest yang akan jumpa psychiatrist. Semua course pun ada jumpa psychiatrist. Yes, need counselling because it's one of the stressful lah. Many research memang shows dentistry is very stressful. Jadi student itself is stressful, dentistry is more stressful. Okay, dia macam menakutkan kan. But don't worry, semuanya ada solusi. So, what you want for others doesn't work unless they want it for themselves. So saya harap lah everyone who hears can benefit. You can just benefit yourself first from this. Just mungkin buka azam, okay, semoga dengar ni can get something. Panjang pula intro. So this is the outline for today. I'm going to talk about what is dentistry, purpose, how to excel in exam, experience and challenges. So saya akan kenalkan sikit dalam syllabus and then we go to Q&A lah. I hope a lot of questions. Yeah, so what is dentistry? Kena kenal lah dulu dentistry ni. Jangan main ambil je. Korang dalam asasi actually bila korang dah asasi UIA, it's like memang just one step. Memang insyaAllah nak masuk lah kena pass interview. So tak adalah, please put in mind, put your all. Walaupun kita risau tak dapat, just put your all. There's no wrong in putting all of your might in something. If something happens, it's okay. Itu namanya kita redha dan tawakal. So what is dentistry? We know that it's about professional, concerned with prevention and treatment of oral disease, including disease of the teeth and supporting structures and disease of the soft tissue of the mouth. So dentist ni sangat bukan sekadar cabut gigi, tambah gigi, bukan macam tu. Dentist ni keseluruhan dia pun jaga our systemic health. Dia first line of frontliners yang akan detect kalau ada disease lain yang kadang-kadang boleh manifest in mulut like AIDS, HIV, dia kan manifest in mulut. Sometimes even many diseases like orang tu ada renal failure, you can detect it because when they see dentist. Bila sakit gigi dia jumpa. Ada orang yang memang they don't see medical doctors first. Sepanjang tak pernah check up, tapi bila sakit gigi they have to see the dentist. So this is the peranan yang very important lah, dentistry. This is a very beautiful profession. So rugi kalau tak ambil. Okay, the first thing, kenapa it's very important, I will say why the most technical and theoretical knowledge courses. This is just from my opinion, my view. Banyak-banyak profession yang critical courses, pharmacy, dentistry, medic. Dentistry ni yang the most technical part dia yang paling banyak. Which means apa yang korang belajar is going to be used itu yang korang kerja. Because usually profession lain apa yang korang belajar 30% teori yang dia belajar tu dia orang apply in kerja, but for dentistry I can say it's about 50%. 50% your technical knowledge, cara nak tampal, how you handle the handpiece, semua tu. And then 50% pun also management lah. Tapi tinggi lah dia punya percentage. So macam tak rugi. Kadang-kadang ada orang dia belajar engineering, dia bidang kerja dia apa yang dia belajar tu sikit je, math, bio apa. Belajar tu tak pakai. So dentistry ni macam best gila lah sebab you're going to apply what you learn. So tak rugi. Second, for dentistry, in KOD, Kuliah of Dentistry, kalau dekat UIA Kuantan, we call it kuliah lah, faculty is same as kuliah, fakulti pergigian. So UIA Islamic, so we call it Kuliah of Dentistry. Di Kuliah of Dentistry, or I will call it short lah, KOD, it has the most expensive and advanced equipment. Dia punya kerusi tu antara yang paling canggih lah antara dental school kat Malaysia. Dental school kat Malaysia ada 13 and UIA one of the paling mahal lah, kerusi dia paling canggih. So if I'm not mistaken dia ada around 35,000 per chair. Satu chair tu start dengan handpiece je, satu kerusi, and it have about more than 150 kerusi. So you can count it for yourself. And in UIA KOD adalah budget yang paling tinggi, allocated. I think all of you know this, allocated untuk student dentistry. Berapa orang korang semua? Can I know how much all of you to this? Batch korang in dentistry? May I know? Can I have someone to just shout it out? How many of your batches are? Does anyone know?
Around
Okay, maybe 60. Okay, thank you. So around 60. So 60 students. And it's also the least number of students lah, boleh kata yang antara yang paling sedikit intake per year. Among the sedikit, the least one. So maybe 60 lah average. For my batch is 58 to 59 macam tu. Ada batch yang bawah tu only 49 to 51. So sikit saja. But the lecturer is 73. 73 lecturer who are specialists. Can you imagine 73 lecturer to total, if average, to about 280 students, which means one lecturer cover 4. It means that the government pays 73 lecturers for just to cater for one batch like 60%. It's been like 1-to-1, almost 1-to-1. This is a lot of money government spend invest in these courses. That's why rugi gila kalau korang tak ambil, korang dah ada on track and you don't try your best. Bayar banyak lah. Kalau macam kuliah of nursing, kalau nursing, dia punya student, dia punya lecturer is about 50 plus lebih, tapi student dia orang ramai. Nampak tak dia orang punya ratio? So, this courses is very critical, dia nak bagi kita pandai. So kalau korang is already step, please don't let it slip away. Take it all. Okay. Okay, so first of all, saya start dengan why dentistry lah. The purpose. This is very important lah. Boleh saya tahu just one or two of you just kenapa ambil dentistry? Can I pick a name? Or anyone? Okay, the MC. May I know why do you take dentistry? Hazwani? Is Hazwani here? Hello? Okay, may I repeat my question?
Saya bukan dentistry,
Yes?
saya medik.
Oh, you're a medic.
By the way, brother, your slide isn't working. Dia tak bergerak. Ke tak start gerak lagi?
Tak start gerak lagi.
Oh, okay.
Memang the why dentistry.
Okay, terima kasih.
May I know siapa yang really dentistry? How many is dentistry here? Yeah, in this. most of you are dentistry student, I suppose. I hope, sebab saya risau kalau my audience are wrong, I tell the wrong things to the wrong audience, so macam effect lah. Can I have one volunteer? Is Nakib, are you from dentistry? If you can tell me why you want to take dentistry.
Because I choose industry because my family suggestion, and I follow my cousin because he also a dentist. And he suggests me to pursue dentistry instead of medic. Okay. And he also
So
gave me some reasons, and I accept the reasons, the reasoning. Okay, that's all.
okay, good. It's good. So because of family. Okay, yes. Semua pun akan kita choose dentistry. Of course lah, your pilihan courses, you pilih medic ke, dentist ke, pharmacy, you have your own reasons. But of course, reasons yang I would share, the most important sebab dentistry very challenging. Nanti mula-mula memang suka lah, waktu senang, when you can do it, you will suka. Once you enter the clinical years where it gets tough, or even year 1, year 2, if you cannot cope with the workload of the studies, then you will be tested by your purpose. So please renew intention. Kita kerja, kita belajar ni semua untuk fardu kifayah sebab kita nak laksanakan sebab Allah, sebab nak tolong agama. Apa? Khairun nas anfa'uhum linnas. Sebaik-baik manusia adalah yang bermanfaat kepada orang lain. So dentistry ni sangat bermanfaat lah kepada semua orang. So itu letak utama. And satu lagi sebagai dakwah lah, we want to be the best dentist because dentist, medical pun very good professions. Orang yang sakit ni, when they are sakit, when they are sick, they see us, they are at their most susceptible and very good. They are very willing to hear any advice that we give to them. So this is your channel to do dakwah also. So please have lah this intention in ourselves. I'm reminding myself also, because when you do this with Allah, you want Allah's blessing, keridhaan Allah, insyaAllah semua akan dimudahkan. Sebab what's the point you study for 6 years, tapi korang tak ada niatkan study pelajaran Allah supaya kerja ni aku boleh menyumbang kepada agama Islam. Sebab in the end 6 years of studies macam sia-sia. Innamal a'malu binniyat. Sesungguhnya everything is come with your niat, and you get what you niatkan. If you niatkan for maybe money, maybe because of families, and maybe want to follow your friends, yes, you get that one. It's not wrong, but for the akhirat part, you don't get it, because believe me, in the industry, a lot of things is not within your control. Okay, even kita study ni pun banyak benda bukan control kita. So insyaAllah kalau kita niatkan betul, if we pursue akhirat, insyaAllah the dunia will follow us. And of course, the second part, your purpose might be yourself. This is very important. If you can possible make it is yourself. It is yourself who want it. Even if your family insists on you, try to find out, try to explore. There is quote like this. You can see, do what you love what you do. This is a quote. You know who give it is Donald Trump. They just don't see the person, see what he tells. Do what you love what you do. If you just have to take this dentistry because memang tak boleh tukar ke apa, just need to love. Because even macam korang belajar bio ni macam susah ke, mathematics susah, EAW, I'm not sure if korang nak ambil EAW ke tak. Yang current subject yang korang ambil, korang rasa like cannot catch up. So waktu tu lah korang akan being tested by your purpose. So if you really wanted it, so macam, oh tak apa, aku memang nak juga, susah mana pun, I will do it, I will study. Kalau orang lain boleh 4 flat ke, 3.8 ke atas semua, tak ada masalah. Walaupun aku slow, because you think I want to do it because I want to be the dentist. So do it for yourself, and so for family or community, depends lah. And also by dentistry, this is as a motivation. I would say the money is one of the big motivation lah if you want to be a dentist. Dentist, as all of us know, the pay lot is very good. I will give you a figure lah. For a starter in government, the average is 4.2 up to 5.2 for the first ringgit Malaysia, which is a lot lah. And if you going to be into private sector, if the private clinic is good, you can even get to 10,000 to 15,000 depending on how much you do, how much your skills are, and that is a lot. So macam korang dah ada tak macam, oh you are just one step becoming a millionaire. If money is your motivation, this might be a good one lah for you. Ni pun korang dapat juga apa to support your family members. Sebab tu korang senang boleh jadi ustaz edit you. Yeah, you can share, boleh help a lot of people around. And even macam kuliah of dentistry, a lot ni lah memang best lah. Lecturer memang help students a lot in terms of apa financial semua. So this is a role model. Okay, that's what I already said. So now and of course the passion is important. Kalau boleh kita pilih benda yang kita suka, tapi you know somehow okay for myself honestly saya tak adalah suka sangat dentistry, like I don't really have the craft for dentistry. I just choose it because stability is stability jobs, and during the choice saya pun don't really have good exposure, so I just follow people. But passion is important, sebab nanti korang akan terdedah dengan kerja-kerja lab work, contohnya buat gigi palsu. Gigi palsu ni dia sangat teknikal dan banyak memerlukan artwork. My friends, dia boleh siapkan kerja tu macam one hours for one step of gigi palsu, but for me myself, I'm slow. I need 3 hours to complete it. So, and banyak lagi lah lab work ke apa yang mungkin korang rasa susah at the first place. So, try to develop passion. Mula saya dulu pun tak boleh, carving gigi pun macam apa, gigi pun nampak macam sabun. Memang agak koyak lah time tu, serius lah. Tapi just do it. Later on saya rasa dah boleh lah, carving dah jadi. Saya mula nampak bentuk gigi, sebelum ni nampak tak macam gigi lah, malu nak tunjuk. But in the end, do it, you will get it. Doing is learning. Okay. So this is how to excel in an exam. Okay, so in exam, this is basically how myself and what I learned. First of all, in CFS, module program is very tough. So paling penting kalau nak excel exam apa? First thing is good time management. Good time management means doing things a lot of things in less time. Maksudnya korang learn a lot but in a less time. So macam mana good time management? Mestilah you know your priority. Yang paling penting, the most important task is set it first. Siapkan. Yang satu lagi good time management, apa yang korang study in class, like for example biology, if you study like 1 hour lecture or 2 hour lectures today, and then korang tak revise balik pun sepanjang hari itu. Research says that if you don't read back what you learn today within 24 hours, korang akan hilang 80% to 90% apa yang korang belajar. So rugi gila 2 hours lecture atau 1 hour lecture. So ni kena develop lah, sebab nanti korang masuk dentistry, most of it like biological base lah, cara belajar dia, benda banyak reading. So masuk kelas, fokus, dia ada 3 lah. Actually you need pre-reading, focus in the class, and third is post-reading. Post-reading ni very important. Kalau tak dapat baca balik sejam, setengah jam, 10 minit ke 15 minit pun okay. Korang try recall back, bincang kawan ke, sikit-sikit korang try to recite back. Korang boleh try explain without looking at the notes. Nak tahu, if you want to know if you really understand what you're learning, you can explain it back without looking at the notes in your own words. Kadang-kadang we think that we understand, but actually we don't understand. Sebab tu bila masuk exam tu boleh jawab.
Excuse me, Brother
So
Ashraf.
paling penting lah
Slide slide dah present kan, tapi tak bergerak.
Oh, okay. Really?
Kami tak dapat nampak slide. Sorry ya.
Okay, thank you for that. Sekarang nampak tak? Can you see? Thinking. Can you see this one? How to excel in exam. Nampak tak?
Belum lagi, Brother Ashraf.
Okay. Exam. what about this one? So can you see my slide right now? Sister?
Still cannot. Okay. Okay. Yes. Can. Okay. Now can
How to
already.
excel in exam.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you so much. Okay, and then
Astro. Sorry to interrupt again.
yes,
Can you
yes,
move?
madam.
We just want to test whether or not your slide is moving. Can you go to the next?
Is it moving right now?
And now it's moved. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, thank you, madam. Thank you. Okay, next, how to excel in exam. This one, you do it, inshallah you will succeed lah. You can get for flat easily. So, inshallah, by Allah's willing. Second is study group. Uh, study group. I cannot reiterate how important is study group, but somehow people will ask, is it better we study alone or study group? Why not both? Let's do both. Study group we do study alone also because study group, you know, when we study groups, if done correctly, we focus, then really can get a lot of time, especially in medical lah, medical and even dentistry. There's a lot of topics to cover, and you really don't have time to revise back everything. That's why you need to delegate your work, and they do the maybe the intense reading for one part, and you share, and you get good understanding. This is one part of time management. So you can save maybe 2 to 3 hours. Your friends have read, they share with you. You share in within 1 hour, then you can get 10 topics instead of you reading 15 hours for 10 topics. So yeah, you decide for yourself. And also have a good circle of friends lah. Satu lagi, this is very important lah untuk ni, berkawan lah, carilah kawan. Try to find good friends. Bukannya tak boleh berpilih kawan. Oh, kalau jahat tak nak kawan, just try to make good circle of friends. Sebab they will help you, motivate you. Kalau tengok orang study, you should study. Dia orang pergi semayang jemaah, korang follow. Dia orang pergi pergi masjid selalu. You will follow them, will follow and follow. Even in UIA pun, later on UIA ni Kuantan agak besar, so there is a chance that you are going to find a lot of more variety of friends. Tapi you're going to still sit in your circle group, so try to find good friends, because supportive friends paling penting lah, sebab nanti korang koyak, korang down, kawan ni yang bantu, tak tipu lah, kawan ni yang bantu. And also be a good friend yourself. Okay. And third, how to excel in exam, this one, respect your lecturer, respect your friend, respect your community. Sebab berkat ilmu tu penting lah. Jangan mengumpat lecturer, kalau mengumpat minta maaf lah. Kalau tak mampu minta maaf, doa lah mati, semoga diampunkan. Sebab penting lah, kita berjaya ni, you currently today, siapa yang ada perfect ke, 3.8 ke, 3.5 ke, even you are in this current course, kita berjaya bukan sebab semata-mata usaha kita, it's because Allah's willing. Sebab mungkin doa orang sekeliling, doa mak ayah, sangat penting lah jaga benda ni. So even kalau lecturer offended, it can affect you indirectly, directly. I can say, if not right now, maybe later in life. It's very important. Ada yang tak percaya, tapi saya dah rasa sendiri. Okay, so another long-term thinking improve short-term decision making. So your purpose lah, kalau korang know your purpose, always know your purpose, so you will always know which one is your priority. Continuous learning is the minimum requirement for success in any field. Yeah, betul. Actually, kalau korang study continuously for at least 1 hour every day, insyaAllah boleh punya. Tapi dengan fokus lah, 1 hour of focus, bukannya 1 hour main phone. So it's better to study, focus 1 hour. Rather than you study 3 hours tapi main phone, kita buka phone, kita buka phone. So kalau tak terlalu banyak. Start a little earlier, work a little harder and stay a little later. Yes, kena ada lah. This is critical process. The pay is good but you need to work hard for it. Tak ada benda yang datang mudah. So start a little earlier. Everybody start study early. Jangan minggu depan nak exam, baru ni nak study. Kena mula dari sekarang. Work a little harder and stay a little later. And the more important the task is to you, the more likely will be motivated to overcome procrastination. Avoid procrastination. Ini musuh utama lah. Everywhere to some extent kita kerja memang ada. Tapi kalau kita rasa benda tu penting, so how important are you? Sebab tu I really want offer you to know that if you don't get this dental your targeted cost for example dentistry, korang akan sangat rugi. So kalau korang rasa tiba malas lah, apalah kejap lagi lah main game dulu, buka install dulu, buka TikTok dulu ke, TikTok lah, tengok TikTok lama-lama ke, tengok install lama-lama ke, pergi main ke apa. So you will be apa, lama-lama procrastination ni takkan ni, korang mula je. I think you all know, just start 5 minit and then insyaAllah korang akan sambung juga. And for this one, I want to emphasize more about respect your lecturer. Satu ni about online lah, because nowadays semua online kan, COVID. Kita dah tahu COVID habis bila, mungkin another years, maybe batch korang like the year one sekarang pun akan belajar online. So online is like, yes, nobody's watching you. Nobody's watching you. Allah's watching you. So the adab of ilmu, you need to sit, have your pen, have your books, and jot down your notes. This is important every time. It's adab. No one is watching you, but you need to do that. That's most important. And come early. Don't come late. It's just part of adab. You do this, Islam dah ajar dah cara untuk berjaya. Yes. And you just follow it. Dia macam nampak susah, tapi insyaAllah, this little things, this habits, okay, you have 5 years kalau masuk dentist medical. Kalau dari sekarang, kalau tak ada lagi habit tu, you have to start from now. Sebab maybe korang akan online, banyak online. Kita tahu COVID habis bila. And even kalau habis pun, come early. Okay. The next, can you see my slide? My experience to survive in CFS. Okay, survive in CFS. Saya dulu pun, okay, CFS Gambang juga, sama macam korang. Cuma korang sekarang lagi besar lah, so lagi seronok. Time saya dulu, I also get into 1 year program, but I didn't manage to get the required CGPA. Saya pun koyak juga dulu. Yeah, I did same. But I try hard and if supportive, thank you to Madam Safia, keep supporting me juga. So I get back on track. 1 year program korang kena adapt sebab reflection dekat CFS ni akan reflect how you will survive later on in degree. Kalau korang tak boleh berjaya like 3.5, maybe dia decide 3.5 tu because if you cannot survive now, korang akan susah nanti sebab akan lagi banyak workload. Kalau experience in society pun tadi barang yang sama. Society ni penting korang join sebab apa? Society, I don't know, maybe at my time there's program like KUA, Warner, ada DBET, I join even sports, MRC program, join lah program. Tak jadi project manager pun tak apa, jadi komiti biasa pun tak apa. But kalau boleh pegang lah yang ada jawatan sikit, try at least satu sebab the soft skill is very important. Sebab later on in dentistry, when you enter clinical years, you need patience to learn. To learn, you need patience to come to you. Siapa yang cari patient, korang sendiri. Macam mana patient dia datang? Daripada, sometimes it's from the waiting list. Waiting list tu, so you have to contact patient. Sometimes, most of the time, yang help korang ada students around surrounding. So, semakin korang banyak kenal orang, very chance korang untuk dapat tinggi. Sebab there is my friends, ada yang pandai, very, very, very brilliant, but have problematic to contact patient. Even, yeah, this is real, just one of my junior, year 4 right now, but he had not yet done any requirement for extraction for us, cabut gigi. For us, year 3 at least dah 5-6 macam tu lah cabutan, tapi dia sampai sekarang tak ada cabutan gigi lagi langsung. Because of what? Dia pandai tapi he cannot speak. Maybe his social skills not good. Dia selalu lah, I selalu meet him. Dia lalu saya, dia buat dia macam just don't know. So benda ni you can develop lah. Maybe ada orang introvert, kita faham, kita tak suka attention, but to some extent you need to ensure that when the time comes you are able. So kena mula dari sekarang lah, cuba cakap, involve, at least handle program tu korang involve cakap orang, handle orang, jumpa perangai manusia, tak semua dengar cakap, ada yang dengar cakap, ada yang buat hal sendiri. Sama macam patient nanti, itu yang korang akan hadapi. Kalau patient tak nak datang, cancel last minute, korang nangis lah. Tak boleh graduate sebab apa? Patient tak datang. Sebab patient cancel. So boleh menangis lah. Lagi-lagi kalau ada satu, ni lah, kalau dentistry, dia ada requirement macam gigi palsu, dia ada at least 5 to 6 appointment. So patient tu ada datang per second, third, fourth. Tiba fourth appointment tu dia dah tiba macam malas nak datang. Burn. You have to repeat with new patient. Korang punya sesi dah burn. So that is how tough. Tu orang kata stressful. Boleh nangis lah. Memang nangis tu boleh biasa lah. Even ada yang macam depressed, banyak tapi insyaAllah by having this soft skill insyaAllah boleh tolong lah. You make a lot of friends and improve your soft skill. Kawan-kawan sekarang ni ada ni kalau if you are in the CFS right now, kawan sekeliling tu itulah full of passion korang. So get to know them lah, play sukan ke apa. Me myself lah, sebab saya suka bersukan. My maybe advantage to me, saya boleh main futsal, badminton, basketball, takraw. So in UIA sekarang ni saya pergi kuliah, kalau saya pergi join mana sukan, everyone I can talk to everyone and I can setiap orang tu ada, saya akan jumpa jadi tertarik jadi passion. So very easy lah for me, alhamdulillah lah. So try just find your way. Okay, tapi how to handle problem? So, saya cakap, saya pun pernah fail juga. Semua orang ada failure to some of their part. Mungkin ada yang on track, okay sekarang rasa selamat. Tapi just bear in mind, paling penting kenapa korang ada masalah sebab loss of purpose lah. Korang dah lupa, bila dah sangat susah, dah tak boleh nak catch up, mungkin one of it is loss of purpose. So cari balik motivation for family. Call your parents, mak ayah call lah selalu. Kalau tak dapat call setiap hari, call lah 2-3 hari sekali je dapat, minggu sekali. Paling teruk lah sekali seminggu. Mak ayah ni dah tua, memang dia nak orang call, orang rindu. Dekat doa mak ayah ni banyak tolong kita. So insyaAllah you will get back lah. Correct. Cari juga daripada friends ke, maybe kawan-kawan korang. That's one, full of friends penting. Because lack of discipline. Nowadays, ni lah, this one lah, phone. Phone is, I think is the most causes lah yang cause korang lack of discipline, because dia distraction. So caranya take care of your prayers, sebab jagalah solat lima waktu tu memang macam kunci lah, formula mudah lah. Korang jaga solat lima waktu, awal waktu, insyaAllah subuh tu on time semua lain tu terjaga. Memang garanti punya disiplin akan baik balik. Disiplin nak study pun ada, motivation nak study pun korang tiba terbuka hidayah nak study. So ingat balik lah, kalau lack of discipline satu biasa sebab korang lupa your purpose. Disiplin ni is like disiplin ni dia based on motivation. In my understanding, my opinion, ada orang ada motivation, tapi disiplin dia tak kurang, so dia just hangat-hangat tahi ayam lah. So bila benda tu seronok dia buat lah, tapi in the end buat program ke apa, so dia tak seronok, dia tak ada disiplin. Walaupun tak seronok bagi dia, ada kesusahan, if you have discipline, yes, you have to be disciplined lah dental student. Kesusahan tu will get over. You need to do what need to do even though you don't like it. And sometimes you feel left behind in studies. Okay, yang ni berlaku lah in my batches. Adalah kawan saya, dia every exam dia fail. And bila fail tu, kami ada satu macam tak repeat dulu. Dia ada satu macam later on I will tell, dia macam Viva borderline. Dia macam satu remedial, macam okay, ada bagi peluang. Ada satu exam kecil, korang sama ada menentukan korang repeat ke tak, ya. So ada kawan saya every time dia asyik fail. Betul lah, memang fail. Tapi remedial tu try hard work, dia dapat. And now during the studies, dia is one of my batches, year 5. So dia sekarang ni antara yang paling laju lah requirement tu maksudnya what we need to achieve lah during our clinical years, like number of extraction, number of cabutan gigi tu kena at least berapa, let's say 15 ke 20, rawatan akar kena berapa. So dia yang antara yang paling on track, and insyaAllah graduate lah. Me myself, what we care here today is like can we graduate because of the requirement. So walaupun kawan saya tadi, yes, I can tell you that dia dalam kelas teori memang dia agak slow lah, tapi dia try juga, dia cuba and but alhamdulillah sebab dia punya soft skill bagus lah. Dia passion dia sentiasa cari. Kita ada cari passion dia rajin. Kalau passion cancel, dia cari balik semua, and carry on track, alhamdulillah, and cannot focus. Kalau online ni this is very hard to focus. But actually for me, lagi suka online sebenarnya. Sebab online ni you can tengok sambil tu apa, boleh prepare, boleh tengok slide balik sambil rujuk. Dia macam handy lah actually. Tapi most of the time cannot focus lah sebab macam the environment lah kat rumah ke. So identify your problem, acknowledge it, discuss and take action. Mungkin korang ada masalah sendiri, macam-macam masalah, we don't know. Masalah keluarga ke, masalah mungkin siapa yang ada girlfriend, boyfriend ke, memang masalah jadi emo, boleh. Harapnya tak ada lah kat sini. But if you have problem, you need to acknowledge it first. Korang kena mengaku lah, yes, I have this problem. And discuss with orang-orang yang korang rasa boleh percaya, family, friends. Jangan malu lah. Seek help. Mental health sebagai student ni memang penting. Sometimes you feel down. Memang you macam rasa dah tak boleh go dah. Tak apalah. Dah putus asa dah. Tak apalah. Macam tu, acknowledge it. Jangan risau. Semua orang sekeliling insyaAllah memang nak bantu. Kita tak boleh handle tu seorang-seorang kalau ada masalah tu. So seek help kalau ada. Kalau rasa mak ayah lah biasa. Kalau tak boleh macam family pun, dengan family pun tak boleh, carilah kawan yang baik. Try lah. Walaupun kau rasa tak boleh, they will help you. Kalau tak boleh pun, they will channel you to some proper. Jangan takut lah. Even I got a lot of story. Dah cerita banyak tapi berlaku lah. Yang kawan saya tadi, yang saya cerita tadi, yang susah tadi, dia one of it yang nak give up. Dia ambil MC, bukan MC, study leave 7 hari sebab dia balik rumah, dia memang tak boleh lah. Dia rasa waktu year 1, year 2 korang teori, year 3 you ada teori and you involve clinical. And during this part lah yang dia, my friends tu, that particular friends tu, dia koyak sebab dia tak boleh catch up clinical dengan tu, memang dia koyak gila. And saya bawa dia keluar makan, keluar top, and macam saya tak rapat dia, tapi I don't know, saya tahu macam kesian. Tak ada orang nak berani approach, like talk and after that advice, dia pun seek juga advice from lecturers and they advise him to take a leave seminggu. Family lah, sebab kalau orang ada masalah sebenarnya family ni memang penting. So dia balik seminggu kat rumah, after that dia getting better, dia rasa getting better walaupun dia dah jauh agak seminggu ketinggalan, and then he get back on track and now he's one of the outstanding one. So just try. External factor, seek help, no one is born alone. Okay, so I will go to the syllabus lah. Inshallah, all of you going to enroll in this dental dentistry. So during year 1, you're going to take this courses, biochemistry, physiology, oral biology, anatomy. So this one, nampak dia senang kan, 4 kan, 4 dia sikit je lah kan. Tapi satu biochemistry tu dia punya note dia macam korang punya modul biologi besar ni. Modul biologi tu darab 4. Fisiologi pun sama, oral biology, anatomy. So kalau good attitude, insyaAllah korang boleh lepas lah. And year 2, you're going to take dental material, pharmacology, pathology, microbiology, and during year 2 barulah korang mula involve in lab. During year 1 korang tak tahu, tak belajar, tak sentuh pun benda-benda yang melibatkan gigi ke apa. So during year 2 baru korang mula pegang handpiece yang untuk drill tu, handpiece, call it drilling lah. So korang mula buat tampalan atas dummy, atas patung. Okay, during year 1 itu, it's more like theory lah. Korang kena pass theory. Dia ada setiap year ni ada professional exam. Year 1 we call it professional exam 1, year 2 professional exam 2. Kena pass. Kalau tak pass, you repeat your year. Year 2 tak pass, you repeat your year. 2 kali repeat year, kena buang. Costly lah. Okay. And then paling climax tu waktu year 3. Year 3 ni is the first time you take your clinical year. You start seeing real patient. But at the same time, this is subject lah, ada AD, and there's one general surgery and general medicine punya subject. This subject sama macam subjek budak medik ambil waktu dia year 3. This means you need to go to the hospital, see patients, bukan patient sakit gigi, patient yang sakit jantung, cancer, diabetic semua, and you need to find out dia sakit, do plucking, korang sentuh, palpate diorang, check, nak tahu apa sakit diorang. And this stuff lah, you need to balance. Year 3 ni, time management sangat penting. Sebab kalau year 3 ni lah banyak orang akan koyak lah, sangat depressed. Then year 3 you need to pass your general surgery and general medicine. And then for year 5 korang akan ambil subjek yang sama, yang 1 until 8 ni subjek yang sama. And there is a professional exam at year 4. Professional exam 3 ni untuk general surgery and general medicine, and then you have your research. Research macam FYP lah, final year project, macam korang buat thesis ke. Itu pun banyak lah, kena time management yang bagus. And then exam 4, professional exam 4. That's all lah. Okay, actually this is all my thoughts today. What I'm expecting here is I hope can have some question lah from all of you. Ni lah gambar sikit-sikit gambar, little bit ni my partner. So nanti korang ada satu share, ada 2 partner, 2 orang. So dia tengah buat venture pakcik tu. Dia boleh tengok TV sana tu, tengok YouTube ke. Ni our facilities lah. This is in the hospital, this is the patient, pediatric patient. You see a lot of patient, ada yang nangis, tak boleh cabut gigi. Nanti korang akan ada uniform during year 3, call it tunic, ada colour lah to differentiate which one is your best. So here is the facilities of your one of it, the auditorium lah, selalu guna kalau ada event. Harapnya COVID habis boleh dah pakai balik. So kalau ada sembahyang hajat ke apa, kita buat kat sini lah. Dia boleh tarik kursi dia tu, the best. And then here is the lab lah, one of the photos lab. So korang akan belajar dengan technician juga, bukan belajar dengan lecturer saja, doktor, tapi dengan technician juga. Here we also have programs lah. UIA Kuantan bila masuk kan sama je, ada program kan, kalau ada sukan atau ada best. So one of it kena ada sukan lah, benda yang registration. I lupa dah pesan. You have to find your passion lah, kena ada something particular, hobi ke, minat, melukis ke, cukupan ke. Saya suka sukan sebab dia sangat stressful. Sebab tu kalau masuk interview, zaman-zaman kami interview, even seniors, memang interview akan tanya, do you have any specialties? Dia tanya, kita ada orang suka business ke, buat video ke, dia something yang dia suka buat. Kenapa? First lah yang saya faham lah, my interpretation, sebab orang yang ada hobbies, dia ada minat, dia ada something, satu dia boleh this shows that he is a good learner. Sebab nanti dentistry banyak gila benda yang orang kena belajar daripada kosong. Orang tak tahu apa-apa and you have to learn it fast. Tak boleh tunggu-tunggu. Kena belajar cepat juga. Kena master dalam sehari 2 hari. Tak kena tinggal. Banyak gila benda baru, technical. And second, ni paling penting lah. Because it's a place for you to release your stress for me. Sebab dentistry, dia punya schedule tight, sangat tight. Especially when you start from your year 3, dia 8 sampai 5. And then kalau korang ada virtual lab yang korang kena siapkan, sometimes saya keluar pagi. Kadang-kadang year 3 tu ada lecturer buat kelas pukul 7. And then balik 6.30, kadang-kadang pukul 7. So keluar subuh balik ni every day. So macam penat lah. So year 3 tu banyak lecture lah, dia extra work. Tapi I like to sport. Saya kalau boleh bersukan sehari, petang saya turun main. Sebab itu je one way me to release my stress. Ada orang yang mungkin suka melukis ke, ada yang buat video, it's up to you. Tapi yang suka just social, ada even if you look my dental students, my dental batches, they weekend they really takes time, like they lawat tempat ke apa, hiking, because later on you will find lah, sekarang mungkin tak nampak lagi lah, korang pun tak ada kereta ke apa, tak ada transport kan, kat Gambang ni tak boleh bawa kan. But believe me, find one if you don't have. Jangan bandung, duduk je. So this is the lecturers here. InsyaAllah welcoming, you can see all of us here. And this is my batches, wearing the green tunic or green uniform. Here's one just to show that this is the picture taken when I'm debating English debate during interkuliah in the UIA. So KOD, kuliah dentistry, fight with kuliah LIS during the final. We lost lah, unfortunately, but it's a fun thing, just find anything. And here is also my classmate, Yasmin Al-Fafawi from the team. So she is quite astounding also. because she need to learn Malay. Because in the lab, later on, you need to learn the technical things from the technician in dia orang cakap Malay lah. Most of the time dia orang cakap Malay je, cakap Melayu je, saya nak ajar-ajar buat ni. And dia macam cuba korang imagine korang pergi ke Arab ke Pakistan ke India ke, dia orang ajar dalam bahasa dia orang. And mungkin korang ada course korang baru belajar. So macam sangat susah. And she did well. She get a lot of distinction. So tak ada alasan lah kita sekarang ni duduk kat Malaysia, faham bahasa Melayu, faham bahasa Inggeris. So tak ada masalah. Okay, that's all. Any questions? I open to close. I'm sorry lah. I think maybe I need some questions. Kalau korang nak tanya apa-apa, tanya je lah. Jangan malu-malu waktu ni nak tanya. I open to the close.
Thank you, Brother Asrul, for the informative talk as the juniors. Before we proceed to the Q&A session, boleh saya nak summarize sikit speech by Brother Asrul. First, saya suka sangat dengan apa tu macam satu ayat pada Brother Asrul tu, experience daripada seniors ni umpama emas. Sebab kita kan seniors ni macam orang yang dah makan asam garam kehidupan dan belajar kan. Lepas tu yang kedua yang dapat saya highlight kat sini pasal soft skill. Yang walaupun saya bukan dentist student tapi saya sendiri excited nak ke clinical year tu. Yang at least year 3 dah ada 5 ke 6 cabutan kan. So nak dapatkan 5 ke 6 cabutan tu bukan daripada teori semata tapi kena ada soft skill kita sendiri. Alright, so untuk student yang ada question, you may unmute your mic atau boleh tulis dekat chat box. Tapi dekat saya sekarang ada dua soalan. Yang first daripada Ainisha Syafiqah Zulfahmi. First soalan dia, guna sistem blok juga ke macam medik? Jadual macam mana? Okay, Brother Asrul, silakan.
Okay. Saya jawablah terus guna sistem blok. Yes, in 1 year we have 4 blocks. So satu blok tu dia ada range from 8 weeks to 12 weeks, paling lama lah, sama juga macam medik. So 1 year 4 blocks. So every 2 blocks, sekarang kurikulum baru, every 2 blocks you will get ada exam lah mid year, dia akan masuk carry mark. Lepas tu at the end of block 4 ada professional exam, yang tu yang menentukan korang naik tahun ke tak. And nak tanya kalau fail satu subjek je kena repeat entire year ke? Yes. Kalau fail satu subjek kena repeat entire juga. Sama macam medik, if I'm not mistaken sama juga. Okay, kalau ada soalan, I prefer if you can speak lah. Come on, dental student. Dental student, come on.
Boleh saya nak tanya satu tak?
Ada soalan ke? Boleh
Brother?
silakan.
Kalau macam tadi kan
Yes.
kita tengok dekat slide tu, year 3 macam banyak sangat syllabus dia kan. So dia punya apa, lagi pressure waktu year 5 ke waktu year 3 tu sebenarnya?
Oh, okay. In term of pressure dia, bagi saya waktu year 3 lagi pressure sebab dia transition. Waktu year 1, year 2 korang belajar macam korang kat CFS ni je. Korang masuk kelas, keluar kelas, balik. So kalau ada assignment korang buat. Kalau year 3 ni, benda paling baru yang korang jumpa adalah satu, a lot of subjects korang kena cover. Itu workload. Yang second ni sebenarnya in terms of handling patient lah. Sebab you need to see patients. Real patient. Dulu buat practice dekat dummy je. Macam tapalan ke apa buat kat dummy. Ni so korang kena handle patient. Bila handle patient ni dia ada macam semua first time. Contoh cabut gigi. Cabut gigi belajar teori je tau. Cabut gigi macam teori je. The first time you do it, you do on the real patient. So kalau jumpa patient kan, takkan nak cakap ni kali pertama saya cabut gigi cek. Memang takut lah bacik-bacik tu. So you need to find, kena ada soft skill. Kadang takut juga sebab tu saya rasa ada orang takut. Actually in my batch, saya waktu tu tengah demonstration actually sebelum practical apa macam lecturer dia bagilah kalau cabut gigi. Dia ada demo on real patient. Maksudnya specialist tu akan demo kami, dia demo kat patient. So at that time kami memang tak buat lagi. Sepatutnya kami habiskan tengok demo. And at that time saya jam assist doktor tu bagi apa local anesthetic, yang bagi bius tu, injection tu doktor bagi. Lepas tu waktu nak cabut tu, supposedly doktor, specialist yang cabut. Even patient tanya, doktor kena cabut, doktor kena cabut. Saya sebagai macam assist doktor tu, yes, doktor akan cabut, ni demo saja. So doktor suruh saya ambil apa, pelayar tu, the forceps. Bila ambil, you try lah. Oh, dia suruh saya, patient pun terkejut. Pakcik India tu, what? Tapi saya cuba cabut juga at the time. So saya pun shock lah. It's one of the experience macam. Tapi saya cabut, Alhamdulillah lah, selamat. Alhamdulillah selamat pergi pakcik tu. And then dia call saya, dia nak cabut gigi dengan saya after that. Dia berapa gigi yang nak cabut. Okay, selanjutnya pada subjek course Islamic knowledge tu belajar time bila? Selain daripada subjek course Islamic knowledge belajar time bila? Kalau year 1, year 2, kalau tak within 8 to 5, kadang-kadang dia ada jugalah buat after 5 tu dia ada juga allocated time. Yang tu kena bincang lah sebab kalau yang bukan core, contoh ada curriculum kan, yang ada curriculum punya ni, korang kena campur, bukan dentist sesama dentist je, korang campur dengan kuliah lain. So yang tu kena find times lah. Yang tu.
Assalamualaikum, Dr. Asrul.
Waalaikumsalam. Nida, yes.
Okay, if you don't mind me asking, can you share with
Okay.
us your very first experience of getting one patient? How do you
my
get your first experience, your first patient? How did you do it? Because as far as I'm concerned, that
okay.
would be the most
Okay, patient.
difficult part, I think, looking for the patient. Thank you.
Okay. So actually kalau sistem dia dekat ni dental student, we have macam waiting list. Kami hantar borang, kami cakap kami nak patient untuk cabutan, kami nak patient untuk tampalan. Kami hantar, so nanti staff tu akan bagi balik, dia akan bagi nama, IC dengan nombor telefon. So itulah kami akan contact patient. Tu one of the way. Cuma yang cara ni most of the time lah, kadang-kadang contoh cabutan gigi, patient tak ada, waiting list memang dah habis. Memang laku keras lah orang cakap. Kalau ada patient cabutan tu memang dah habis lah. So we have to find ourselves dekat luar. So memang kenalah cari. So my first patient, kalau tak madam tadi, kami kena buat gigi palsu. Kena cari patient yang semua tak ada gigi and kena cari. So waktu tu saya hantar motosikal kat bengkel nak baiki. Lepas tu saya tanya pakcik Cina lah, uncle, uncle pakai gigi palsu kah? Ya. Mau buat dengan saya tak? Lepas tu saya sajalah beli time baiki tu, saya belilah tak isi lebih sikit ke apa time tu baiki. Lepas tu uncle tu, okey boleh. Itulah my first patient. Tapinya, ada tapi. kalau nak cerita panjang pula, tapi unfortunately that patients, supposedly we can settle the confidential in 6 appointment. Tapi pakcik tu sebab dia kerja mekanik, dia punyalah susah nak tinggal bengkel dia. Appointment supposedly start at 2, tapi dia panggil call 2 tak datang. Kira-kira ada kerja kita habis lagi 2:30 tak datang lagi. Saya bawa motor saya pergi dekat bengkel dia, lambat kan, rugi, satu session rugi, burn memang rugi. Bawa dah, tarik dia macam, uncle jom lah. Saya berdiri kat situ, tunggu cakap pinggang macam, uncle dah siap ke? And go. And Alhamdulillah, my first complete denture tu 10 appointment baru habis. Macam itulah challenges dia kalau patient tak compliance.
Okay, thank you.
Macam gitu lah. Okay, kalau ada soalan apa, just type je lah sebab nanti I want to reiterate lah yang belajar daripada kesilapan waktu year 3 clinical years, nanti contoh korang nak buat denture, banyak benda tak ada dalam lecture note tau. Clinical ni kadang-kadang banyak benda sebenarnya benda tu macam tak ada dalam lecture, tapi korang kena belajar dalam klinik tu. So cara the best is macam saya every time waktu year 3 ada new procedure yang saya tak pernah buat, I consult lah senior. Malam tu jumpa senior, tanya lah tu, ambil note apa kena buat. Very important. Okay. Okay, this maybe just advice, mix around with lecturers lah. Lecturers lan tanalul birra hatta lan tanalul ilma hatta illa bi sittatin, zakaun wa hirsun wa ijtihadun wa bulghatun wa suhbatin ustadin. Tidak akan Imam Syafi'i kata tidak akan tercapai ilmu melainkan dengan 6. Hirsun, bijak, kesungguhan, dan yang paling penting belakang tu suhbah ustaz. Suhbah ustaz ni bersahabat dengan ustaz, dengan guru-guru. Yang tu penting lah sebab nanti contoh kawan-kawan saya kan, ada yang lecturer yang ada dia orang punya dental clinic sendiri, so they get extra experience, they get to work macam observe directly, they get extra they get extra experience. So during COVID pandemic hari tu memang kami hall memang stop, so tak ada practical, so tahun tak ada practical, sumpah koyak, macam memang koyak. But siapa yang ada kawan dengan doktor tu, doktor invite dia lah to go see, observe, so they maintain. Okay, tu je lah kawan lah. Tegur lecturer kat CFS, tegur lah madam semua. Assalamualaikum madam, salam. Okay, any questions?
Asrul, again. Sorry MC.
It's okay.
I'm
Okay,
so
it's okay.
sorry if I overlooked this information from your from your speech study. What could be the
Okay.
main reason if there is, like, from one sort of failure lah, one student doing degree cannot go to the next year, especially during the clinical year kan?
Okay.
So what could be the main factor?
Yes.
But what could be the main factor that causes one dentistry student yang taking degree not to be able to pursue the next year? Is it only due to the performance during examination, ataupun yang not meeting the requirement of number of patient tu also can contribute to be the cause of failure to go to the next year? You
Okay,
get my
thank you
question or
madam
not?
for the question.
Okay.
Yes, I understand. For the previous curriculum, kalau tak cukup quota patients for that certain year, for year 3, you kena repeat year. But for the new curriculum, that's make it easy for us. Kalau tak cukup, still boleh naik daripada year 3, boleh naik year 4, year 4 boleh naik year 5. Tapi cuma kalau at the end of the year 5, kalau tak cukup, then you have to extend lah 6 months. Macam tu lah sebab dia nak mudahkan. It's quite good jugalah sebab kalau macam tu agak pressure. Tapi untuk exam, kalau fail, yang tu yang tak boleh naik tahun. Untuk year 1, year 2, year 3, kalau exam to fail memang tak boleh naik tahun lah. Dia ada fail, so dia ada macam repeat untuk exam subject tu. Kalau fail lagi, akan repeat year. Dia akan bagi masa macam seminggu ke 2 minggu after the final year exam, the professional exam untuk korang study lah. That's all. I hope it is clear.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, saya nak tanya. Tak
Waalaikumsalam,
tahulah saya balik tanya ke tak. Selalunya
Okay, tak apa.
dentistry punya pelajar, dia orang balik berapa kali je untuk satu semester? Thank you.
Berapa kali jumpa balik satu semester? Okay, let's say if it is not COVID, kalau yang hari biasa, kalau nak balik bila-bila pun boleh je, tak ada masalah. Janji korang masuk balik kelas lah. Tapi we are given between blocks tu biasa cuti ada seminggu. Block 1, block 2 akan cuti seminggu. Block 2 to block 3 akan cuti 2 minggu. Block 3 to block 4 cuti seminggu. Block 4 macam korang-korang naik tahun tu akan ada cuti sebulan. Lebih kurang sebulan lebih. So biasa orang akan balik waktu tu lah. Waktu raya biasa dia cirikan jadual tu dia akan try bagi cuti lebih sikit. Tapi biasa itu yang jadi isu sikit. Raya dia macam pendek sikit. So
Okay, faham.
Faham tak? Jawab saran tak? So based on cuti lah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Nanti be punctual lah, on time lah. Nanti korang akan jumpa lecturer. Lecturer baik-baik je kat QOD, tapi they will saya pernah juga sekali saya lambat 2 minit je lambat, and I have to stand outside the lab. Dia waktu tu diorang buat practical dummy, saya lambat 2 minit je. Lambat sikit kan. And I have to stand outside for 30 minutes. So, semua orang lalang, lain lalang, malu lah. So dentistry memang doktor nak ajar be punctual, bukan main lah. Times is money lah kalau you in private. And after that saya tak pernah lambat lagi lah. Cukup lah sekali. Anything? Kalau tak ada, MC you
Assalamualaikum.
can. Waalaikumsalam. Yes. Alif Syahmi.
Uh,
Okay.
nak tanya, kan dekat sana kan dia ada exam yang gunakan negative marking kan?
Betul.
Abang pernah rasa koyak tak kalau ada negative marking ke rasa biasa je?
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Very good question. Negative marking tu dia untuk MCQ lah, A, B, C, D, E. So you need to choose true or false. True or false. Untuk A, statement A tu true ke false. So contoh dah 5 markah. So korang jawab betul 2, tapi korang jawab salah 3. So kosong lah. Dia akan kira paling rendah. Kalau korang jawab 3 betul, 2 salah, korang dapat satu markah je. Dia akan tolak. So out of 100 marks total, biasa orang akan tinggal kosong lah kalau yang tak pasti. So koyak ke tak tu, koyak lah sebab kalau korang tak study, dia memang cara dia buat trick tu, MCQ tu memang dia akan buat yang korang kena baca sampai habis topik tu. Kalau korang tak baca, korang akan jadi tak pasti. Kalau korang tak pasti, korang ragu-ragu nak jawab ke tak. So kalau korang tembak, macam contoh korang dah betul 3. Lepas tu ada satu statement tak pasti. Tapi macam, ya kot, tak kot. So jangan tengah gamble, letak ke tak, letak ke tak. Kalau letak, salah, tolak jadi 2 markah. Kalau korang buat macam tu untuk setiap question, ada 25 questions. So 20 questions, so banyak markah tolak. So actually saya pernah ada dia punya exam kecil, I fail lah sebab saya ingat tak apalah, ragu-ragu buat dah. So I learn my lesson lah. Kalau tak pasti jangan letak. Sebab tu we need to learn lah. Dia nak test kita lah, critical courses mana boleh agak-agak kan. Dia betul-betul lah. Betul tak saraf ni? Kalau saraf, mati lah patient, sakit lah patient, putus lah saraf dia. Gitu lah. So ya, saya lihat.
Faham, terima kasih.
Okay, last lah kalau tak ada question, just want to remind lah, jaga your mental health lah during this especially pandemic. Tak pandemic pun sama juga, jaga lah. Banyaklah kawan saya yang ada masalah juga lah mental health semua. Sebab satu sebab study, ada juga yang sebab girlfriend, boyfriend pun ada juga, sadly to say. So kalau korang tak ada, keep it tak ada. Nanti dah betul-betul stable nanti barulah. Sebab kalau tak boleh manage, habis cerita. Ini pun rugilah. Try to not lah. Kalau dah ada, jagalah elok-elok. Jangan sampai affect study. InsyaAllah kalau korang positif, pandai manage, InsyaAllah turns out well.
Brother Asrul,
Saya
share with us lah. How do you keep your mental health in the optimum in the optimum level kan?
level. Okay, thank you Madam Safia. How to keep mental health at optimal level? Satu, saya ada juga fasa koyak, memang ada cabaran. So saya rasa memang back to Allah lah. Itu the first thing, kena balik lah, jaga. Lepas semayang tu doa, sentiasa lah doa. Janganlah lupa doa supaya, yelah lepas semayang tu sebenarnya penting lah, kena doa sebenarnya. Doa kan semoga dimudahkan urusan, kawan-kawan doa untuk kawan-kawan juga baik. Itulah masa jaga solat. InsyaAllah satu lagi ialah, even kalau korang ada mental health problem, kadang-kadang it doesn't solve lah. Korang jangan rasa it will be solved, like kenapa orang yang budak tu daripada Darul Quran lah, tapi kenapa dia ada macam tak elok lah, macam depressed ke apa ke. Budak tu dia sekolah agama lah, kenapa dia depressed ke. Tak ingat Tuhan ke. Korang jangan judge macam tu lah. Depression ni is mental, macam kind of mental illness. Maksudnya orang tak sihat, bukan sebab dia tak cuba, tapi memang somehow the brain work, dia sakit tau. So, sebab tu kalau orang ada sakit, orang rasa like you really cannot manage, pelik lah. Orang rasa orang baca dah Quran, jaga semayang, tapi tak boleh. Sebab tu you need to seek help, because maybe illness. Jangan malu lah. Ada juga kawan saya yang ada problem macam tu, and he seeks help, alhamdulillah getting better lah, survive lah. At that time actually, honest to say, memang saya pun ingat ada seorang kawan saya memang macam lost hope lah, memang dia macam memang dah nak give up lah, memang dah nak give up. Tapi alhamdulillah lah, dia follow dia, tapi dia bagus juga lah. My friend tu dia pun walaupun dia tahu, so dia seek help from kawan-kawan semua, really emphasize dia jumpa psychiatrist, specialist, jumpa and then getting better. For myself, satu saya cakap tadi lah, bersukan tu saya memang, saya satu berkawan, so bersukan lah. So, saya bila sukan tu saya jumpa lah kawan-kawan saya semua, so macam it's one way lah. Kadang-kadang saya penat tau hari tu, macam klinik kan, pagi petang klinik, macam klinik ni dia penat lah sebab setiap prosedur kalau buat tu orang kena refuse supervisor. Kalau salah ke apa, kena sikit marah supervisor ke apa, ataupun patient tu kena marah staff pun biasa juga sebab lambat ke apa. Yang penat lah, penat badan, penat mental. Sebab orang kena, lagi-lagi introvert kan, orang yang jadi tak suka cakap dengan orang, kau kena cakap dengan orang panjang daripada 10 ke 5, 9 ke 5, macam tiring. Tapi because I love sport, so itulah motivation saya. Nanti aku boleh bersukan ni, boleh main futsal, boleh badminton. Itulah. Dia jadi adalah macam competition. Tentu kot medal. Baca Quran, kita baca Quran tu, one of it lah. Kalau baca Quran insyaAllah mudah lah. Kalau korang dah lama tak baca Quran, bulan puasa takkan tak baca, pergi lah tak baca. Okay. Kalau ada satu lah experience, I want to share lah. Nanti akan ada, saya pernah, waktu saya koyak tu waktu year 3, waktu tu year 3, tu saya transition, saya pun koyak juga. And paling saya koyak, saya kena lantik sebagai kelas representative. Jawatan yang paling semua orang tak nak, semua orang akan elak sebab kelas representative ni, as we all know, lecturer semua cari dia. Kalau ada 20 lecturer cari dia. So, itulah year 3, saya kena lah. Lecturer kadang-kadang ada benda kan, dia ada important kan, dia WhatsApp kadang pagi pagi ada nak inform benda penting, and I have to inform everybody and make sure everybody know. Kalau dia orang tak inform, salah saya. So macam tapi itulah nak kata, dalam dunia dentistry ni, bila saya buat macam tu, alhamdulillah, mungkin sebab jadi kasut ni saya kena banyak tolong orang lah, nak tak nak macam tanggungjawab kan, so macam banyak lah dipermudahkan. Cabutan lah, one of it lah. Saya antara orang yang paling awal settle cabutan during my year. Sebab tengok orang lain susah gila nak cari patient cabutan, sangat susah. Datang-datang nak cabut, rupanya gigi tu boleh buat root canal treatment, boleh buat rawatan akar. So dia tak bagi cabut. So patient tu datang, okay, you need to do rawatan akar. Lepas check semua, buat ambil x-ray semua apa kan. So macam rezeki juga. So everything is rezeki. So usaha je yang terbaik. Okay. Okay, kalau tak ada soalan, I give it to MC lah. I'm happy if you have any questions.
Thank you, Brother Asrul, for the sharing. Alhamdulillah, we have reached the end of our event. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude, our thanks to Head Department of Biology, to our honorable speaker, lecturers from the Department of Biology for gracing this event. I also would like to apologize for any shortcoming throughout the event. Dear students, please, I need to remind you once again, please fill in the feedback form to get your star points. Okay, so before we end, let's open our camera for the photography session. Brother Asrul, can you stop presenting? Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you also.
Brother, sisters, boleh buka kamera, madam nak print screen. Tekan je butang kat bawah tu. Sudah? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Consent freestyle. 1, 2, 3. Lagi buat nama? Lagi? Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Dah tak boleh. 1, 2, 3. Ya Allah. 1, 2, 3. Ni mana tak boleh tu? Sekejap sorry. Ini dah. Ni dah. Alright, thank you everyone. We end today's event with Tasbih Kafarah and Surah Al-Asr.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you everyone. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Asra. See you. See you
Thank you
kejap
everyone.
lagi.
InsyaAllah.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay, jumpa korang di KOD.
InsyaAllah.
Thank you brother Asrul. Jangan jumpa masa saya extend. Tak, masa jumpa sebagai alumni lah.